All right, what do you get when you take Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and add a polymerization card? What is going on, FanClan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantom. I apologize in advance. You are getting a double dose of Danny today. I don't think I've ever done that before, but this news broke late last night, and I couldn't push off the Chilling Reign booster box anymore. I had already delayed it a couple of days, but I really want to talk about this. There is a new VUnion Mechanic that has been fully revealed. The news for this came like last December when PokeBeach had reported that there was a trademark for VUnion and V-Star that came out, and we had no idea what it meant, and we thought maybe it was something with polymerization where they combine Pokemon together. Well, the VUnion trademark has officially been revealed. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to go over things. As soon as this announcement came out, the memes started just flooding in all over Twitter. It was absolutely crazy. Very hilarious. If you don't follow me on Twitter currently, you can find me at Danny__O. I don't tweet a whole lot, but I do look at a lot of tweets, and there's a lot of funny stuff going on out there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive right into it. But this came out on PokeBeach last night. You can go to pokebeach.com and kind of read over things yourself or follow along right here. But it says right at the top, the VUnion Mechanic finally revealed. 4 cards form 1 Pokemon. Look at this. So we've got Greninja. We've got Zacian VUnion. We've got Mewtwo VUnion. And these are all coming out in starter decks fairly soon. So PokeBeach starts out with a little joke here. Time to summon Exodia. The first VUnion cards have finally been revealed. We first discovered the VUnion trademark last December. As we announced a while ago, Greninja VUnion, Mewtwo VUnion, and Zacian VUnion would be featured in 3 60-card decks, releasing on August 20th for 1,650 yen each. These will be the first products to feature VUnion Pokemon. Each deck will come with 1 VUnion Pokemon, which is 4 promo cards, and a Professor Burnett promo card. They will also come with 6 booster packs of Skystream and Towering Perfection. 4 cards from form a VUnion Pokemon. Each VUnion Pokemon has multiple abilities and or attacks. For example, Greninja VUnion has 3 abilities. 3 abilities, wow. And 4 attacks. You can use all its abilities during your turn, but obviously only 1 attack per turn. A VUnion Pokemon can only be played to your bench when all 4 cards are in your discard pile. So it's a little bit different than Exodia, where you need to form all 5 cards in your hand, but all 4 of these cards have to be in your discard pile. You can only play a VUnion Pokemon with the same name once per game. However, you can play multiple VUnion Pokemon with different names during a game. So you could play Greninja VUnion, Zacian VUnion, and Mewtwo VUnion all in your deck. That would be 12 total cards, but you can't have like a 4 of each card. It has to be, since it's all the same name, if you're playing all 4 pieces of Greninja VUnion, that's your 4 of in your deck. So we've talked about 4 ofs in competitive Pokemon before, usually like staples, something like an Ultra Ball or a Professor Sycamore, you would have 4 copies of to ensure that you draw the optimal amount of them. You can only have 1 section of each of Greninja VUnion since 4 cards make up that VUnion. They just all happen to be the same name. A VUnion Pokemon gives up 3 prizes, which we've seen in the past with Tag Team GXs. They're neither basic nor evolution Pokemon, which makes sense because you're playing them directly from your discard pile. They do absolutely no good in your hand. There was an update that came out earlier this morning. In case it wasn't obvious, since each card of each VUnion has the same name, you can only have 4 of the cards in your deck, which we just covered. So you'll only ever be able to form 1 of each VUnion. If you want to psych out your opponent, you can technically have 4 of Greninja's leg cards in your deck. Can you even imagine that? 4 of Greninja's leg cards. I never thought Pokemon would get to this, or even just its head, but you won't be able to form Greninja VUnion. It's pretty risky to run VUnion Pokemon since you might prize 1 of the 4 cards, so tread carefully. We're going to go through the attacks and everything of what these cards all do and then kind of talk about it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this. I don't know if this is Pokemon memeing us, if these are actually going to show up in booster packs, or if these are just going to be theme deck related. What's going on here? This is absolutely crazy to me. First off, we have Greninja VUnion, which is a water Pokemon with 300 HP. For a colorless energy, it does Union Gain, which you can attach up to 2 water energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Every single VUnion card has this attack, just a different typing. basically. Then it has an ability called Probing Foot. Once during your turn, you may look at your opponent's hand, which is really cool. A water energy does Aqua Edge for 130 damage, which is actually kind of sick for 1 energy to do 130 damage. Pretty insane. Ability Antidote Jutsu. This Pokemon can't be poisoned, which is pretty cool. And then for 2 waterless and a color, or 2 water energies and a colorless energy. 2 waterless energies. What a joker. Twister Shuriken. This attack does 100 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's also very neat. Ability Shinobi Body. Whenever your opponent plays an item card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon. That is sick. And then for 2 water and a colorless energy, it does Waterfall Bind, 180 damage. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. Well, weak to lightning, and a retreat cost of 2. A retreat cost of only 2 with 300 HP. That's crazy. The attacks are actually pretty good. The abilities are really good. I think Greninja VUnion is excellent. Again, it's going to be very tough to get out because you need all 4 cards in your discard pile first. And you're risking prizing some of them. You're risking not drawing through them. You don't have Ultra Ball currently in format. There's nothing really that's going to help you speed up discarding cards aside from like Professor Research and a couple other cards. It's going to be difficult to get all 4 pieces of those through into your discard pile. And this screams to me that Battle Compressor is going to have to get banned and expanded, because if you're playing 4 of for Battle Compressor in your deck, that means you're discarding 12 cards easily. There's a good opportunity then, assuming you're not prizing any of these pieces, that you're going to be able to discard those fairly easily. So definitely a lot harder in Standard than it would be in Expanded, which makes me think that Battle Compressor might be getting the ban hammer eventually here. Zacian VUnion is the second one, 320 HP for this metal doggy. 1 colorless energy, again, Union Gain. Attach up to 2 metal energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Then for 2 metal and a colorless, Wise King's Dance. That's a pretty cool attack name. 150 damage. During your opponent's next turn, attacks from the defending Pokemon do 150 less damage. So that's not bad. And then 2 metal and a colorless, Steel Slash. 200 damage, meh. 3 metal energy and a colorless, kind of bulky, Master Blade, 340 damage. And then you also have to discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Weak to fire, resistant to grass, and a retreat cost of 2. This one doesn't scream anything too great. I don't think the pros really outweigh the cons when it comes to trying to summon. We're going to say summon because this is so much like Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. Summon this Zacian. I don't necessarily think that this looks that great. And then we have Mewtwo VUnion, Psychic typing, HP 310 for a colorless energy. Union Gain again. Attach up to 2 Psychic energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Then for 2 Psychic and a colorless, it does Super Recovery. Heal 200 damage from this Pokemon. 200 damage. Wow, that is a lot of damage. Let me just hit you for 200 here, and then I'll just get rid of that altogether and maybe play like some Crushing Hammers or something and just... Ugh, that's bulky, holy cow. And then for 2 Psychic and a colorless, it does Psy-Splosion. Put 16 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. That's not bad. An ability of Photon Barrier. Prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks. Except damage done to this Pokemon. We've seen that a lot before. And then for 3 Psychic and a colorless, Final Burn, 300 damage, weak to dark, resistant to fighting, and a retreat cost of 2. So, in my own personal opinion, it seems like Greninja VUnion is the most playable of the 3. Mewtwo VUnion doesn't seem like it's too terrible. Just off of my initial thoughts here, Zacian VUnion does not seem like it's going to be anything that great. And then you have Professor Burnett here. This is a way that you're going to be able to discard cards. But Professor Burnett, search your deck for up to 2 cards and discard them, then shuffle your deck. You may only play 1 supporter card during your turn. We also discovered a trademark for V-Star last year. No word yet on what it's for. This isn't the first time the Pokemon TCG has used multiple cards to form a Pokemon. During the Heart Gold and Soul Silver era, Legend cards were created from 2 different cards. They started out as 1 Pokemon across 2 cards, then eventually became 2 Pokemon across 2 cards, forming 1 joint Pokemon. But now we're in 4-card territory with the VUnion Mechanic. So yeah, Legend cards, and those were really cool. Those did see some playability. I remember watching old streams of those at like national events and things like that, where they did actually do fairly well. A couple of them specifically, I think like that Lugia right there, that Lugia Legend actually did halfway decent. But other than that, Legend cards weren't overly played. They look really cool. They're very, very cool collector pieces, but that's because it's only 2 cards. How do you even store something like this? Like, you need a special binder to store these 4 pieces. I really don't know what to think of this. I think it's super gimmicky. I think part of me thinks that it's kind of cool. The amount of space this is going to take up on a bench is absolutely insane. If you've ever played at a Pokemon tournament before, you're just at a small table, just a normal card table, typically, you know, an 8-foot table or a 6-foot table where you play across from your opponent. You have a playmat that lays down, and you have a bench, and you have your active, and if you're taking up 4 cards, that's pretty crazy to me, to form one Pokemon. That's going to take up a lot of space, especially if you're going VUnion against VUnion. Seems pretty insane. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section down below what you think, if you're excited about this mechanic. I think it's cool that they're in battle decks. I think it'll be cool if they stay in battle decks. I don't want to be opening up packs and pull Greninja's leg and think, oh, this is an ultra rare, especially if they got to a point where they're like, oh, we're going to add different rarities. Let's get a rainbow rare of Greninja's leg. Let's get a rainbow rare of Mewtwo's thigh. That would be super awesome. I'm not a big fan of that. I do think that the artworks look really cool. I think it would be awesome as a collector piece in a binder. I don't know how, like, can you get this graded as a set? Can you send all 4 cards and say, hey, PSA, grade this as one big jumbo? They do have those jumbo slabs, so maybe they could figure out a way to make it work. But all 4 pieces, maybe this would look better on like a wall as like an uncut sheet, almost like a framing type thing. I don't know how you're going to really fill it up in a binder, and you don't need 4 of each piece because you can only play 1 of each piece in a deck. So it seems very gimmicky. It seems very tough to play. It seems very tough to summon from your discard pile, because the likelihood of you getting all 4 cards where none of them are prized and getting all of them into the discard pile, when, like I said, there's not a whole lot in the current standard format that's going to help you discard through your deck. Obviously, there are some things that help you speed up the format quite a bit, but I don't think there's going to be quite enough that's going to help you get it all into your discard pile. And it really just begs the question about what's going to happen in with Battle Compressor in Expanded. Battle Compressor is a huge card which lets you discard 3 cards into your discard pile, and a lot of people may wonder, why is that a good thing? Well, there's so many different things that you can use in Expanded, like you can play a VS Seeker to pull a supporter or a supporter out of your discard pile, so it helps keep those cards readily available if you need them. That's why Battle Compressor is such a big deal. And in decks like Night March, for example, where you want to put Pokemon in your discard pile so that way you can increase your attack, because your attack is based off of how many Pokemon are in your discard pile. Flareon also comes to mind with Revenge. Those are big things. Archie's Blastoise was a huge deck, which also relied on Battle Compressor, throwing a bunch of water energies into your discard pile, then getting those back with superior energy removal, putting Blastoise into your discard pile so that way you could play Archie's Ace in the Hole and get that turn 1 Blastoise. Since it was an evolution Pokemon in Stage 2, you were able to put that right onto your bench right away. So there's a lot for Battle Compressor in the expanded format, and it seems like it's kind of a balanced card to me. I don't think it's going to be as balanced if it stays in the format and you're able to figure out a way to make these VUnions work, because they are very bulky, and some of them do look like they're going to be okay, especially this Greninja. It does give up 3 prize cards, which is a drawback. Obviously, you can only, if you knock out 2 of them, which you probably aren't going to play 2 of them, that really quickens up the game, but you can really kind of extend the game too. If you put a V card or a GX card which has 2 prizes, you might have to take a 7 prize game or something like that. There's just a lot to think about, and we don't have a whole lot of information yet, other than the fact that this news has come out, this news has started to leak. So very cool looking from a collector standpoint. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it from a competitiveness standpoint, whatever you want to call it, but I am curious to know what you guys think down below. I do hope that there's some other Pokemon that do become VUnion in the future, because I think that some of these will look really cool in a binder, or in a special binder. You can just use a 4-card binder, I suppose, to make it kind of look snazzy. I don't know why, it just looks, some of them look really cool. I just like how it looks. They're just not, I don't know if I like the competitiveness of it all. But yeah, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Guys, I appreciate you sticking with me for my 2nd video of the day, which is absolutely insane. Usually I don't record 2 videos in a day, but this news just felt like something we had to talk about. So thank you so much for paying attention. Let me know down below what you think. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that thumbs up button down below, and leave a comment. Those go a long way for the algorithms. Guys, until next time, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Peace.